We all bought a ticket on this inflation train. Now we all need to buckle up.
Hey guys, it's April and Lance here. This is round 2 of taking this video because somebody is a pain in my ass. But anyways, we decided to come here because we swore that we would be upfront and honest and open about the good, the bad, the ugly, and all the things in between with this adventure. The truth is, we have listed the house. It has sat on the market for 2 months. We have gotten very little, how do you say, traction? We've gotten one offer and they...
Well, we got 4 offers, but we're not.
We got one real offer and they ended up ghosting their realtor when it came time to put the earnest money down. And the other offers were from investors who lowballed us like 200 grand. So anyways, there's, it's just not a good time in our area to sell. I don't know what the market is where you guys are, but for us, it is horrible. And we are not going to just give our house away. So
we're in it.
So we're in it. After we have sold everything that we own and gotten rid of everything, we have decided to move back in temporarily, maybe temporarily. We don't know what we're doing.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We'll be here through the winter.
Yes.
For sure.
Maybe reevaluate in the spring. Maybe when interest rates come down, we'll have some better luck. We don't really know. But for now, we're back in the house and rebuying some things.
And not rebuying some things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we don't need all the things we had. So we found out.
Yeah.
Nancy over there trying to figure out why boomers aren't selling their houses. Now, if I have my ages right, a boomer today is between 60 and 78. And like she's saying in her post, many of them have a lower interest rate. I think to the idea that everybody bought their house as an investment property is something I keep hearing all over TikTok, and it's not the case for everybody. Some people literally want to stay in and retire in and live in their homes until they leave here. When I built my little ranch style house, I built it specifically to retire in. I looked for a small yard. I didn't want a corner lot. I didn't want a bunch of acreage because I knew I wasn't going to maintain it. I wanted a smaller house, and I live in Texas, so 1,900 square feet is pretty average here, a little bit above a starter home. And I wanted a setup so that if I wanted to bring someone in to live with me, they would have some space and some privacy. And that's the way my house is made. So it works out fine for me. And I didn't buy it for investment. I bought it so I can live in it myself, enjoy it while I'm here, pass it on to my son, and he can do whatever he decides to do with it. If he wants to sell it, that's his business. If he wants to live in it, it's still his business. I really don't care what he does with it, but I'm here right now, and I knew I needed a roof over my head. So what did I do? I put a roof over my head. It's just that simple. For me, it's just that simple. Oh, you buy a home so you can have the equity and that. Sure, all of that is true, but we're living today. And so I did want something that I could pass on to my son that would set him up. If he wants to make it an investment property, that's his business. That's his business. But for me, I needed a roof over my head.
Life update for those who care. I just took my house off the market and I'm going to tell you why. Before I get into this, I want to make sure that I mention I am not an expert. I'm just talking about what I've seen in my neighborhood, okay? I listed my house 23 days ago, and at the time, there were only 2 houses for sale. Both of them had been sitting on the market for a little over 30 days. As soon as I listed, 4 more houses for sale, including my neighbor. And since then, there's been 2 more. I don't like competition, so I took my house off, but that's not the only reason. I started going just a little bit outside of my neighborhood to see how long those houses were sitting. 75 days, 89 days. Your girl know how to take a hint. If houses are not selling and they're sitting, I'm not about to have the house on the market right now. It's just not a good time, obviously. So I started doing some research because I'm thinking I can't be the only person going through this. I ended up finding this article. 2 states where home prices are falling because there are too many houses and not enough buyers. They are talking about Florida and Texas. Now, the experts say that we're not going to have a housing market crash, but it looked like it. So anyway, I'm just going to wait until after the market cools down a little bit, and then I'll try again.
Is your home not selling, or if you're an agent, is your listing not selling? Listen up. I'm going to tell you what you can do. You only have like 3 choices. Number 1 is the obvious one. You can lower the price until the threshold of buyers decides to come out and thinks it's a good deal. What that number is, we don't know, because we're going off historical data as real estate agents. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what it will sell for. We just have an idea of a range based on the past. But in an ever-changing market and in a declining market, which a lot of appraisers are putting on reports, you don't know. You're kind of chasing it down. You don't know what it's going to sell for. You can only guess. However, we know what it's worth, but if a buyer isn't out there to pay that, then you'll just sit on the market. So you can significantly lower the price until you meet a threshold where a whole bunch of buyers actually do see it as a good deal. So there's investors still out there buying, there's cash buyers, but there's very few. And so you've got to look differently than the rest. You've got to stand out, okay? So that's your choice. You can come down on the price, or number 2, you can stay put and wait. Okay, a lot of people are seeing expired listings right now, and the seller's like, well, I don't care. I'm not going to lower it, but I don't really care. Well, if you don't really care, then leave it on the market, because it only takes 1 showing and 1 buyer to buy the house, to make the right offer and buy it. So what's the big deal of leaving it on the market and waiting? Now, I've heard the objection that sellers are like, well, I'm really tired of keeping it clean for showings. I mean, what kind of pigs are we? No, seriously. I understand. I have kids, I have pets, I have 4 pets. So yes, keeping it clean for showings, for just in case someone might show it. Well, you know what? If you're going to hold out for the higher money, that's just the risk that you have to take. That's the involvement, right? So, I mean, lower the price then. If you're tired of cleaning it and you're obviously you're not motivated. So that's an unmotivated seller. If you just don't need to sell, then maybe you shouldn't have listed it in the first place, hoping and wishing and praying. So then the third thing is, listen, your agent can use marketing tactics. So like, we're all, Glenda Baker was just talking about this. We're all like, oh, what can my agent do to sell my home? Because it's just sitting there. We're not getting showings. We're not getting offers. No one's coming to open house. Okay, did you look at your copyright? What does the marketing say? Are you putting price to sell, as is, a good deal, motivated seller? You can use those terms with permission from the seller. If they're really that motivated and they really want to sell, let's figure out the copyright. Do you have a hook? Does your description really accurately describe and want people to come look at it? Does it include a bunch of flowery GPT crap? Take that out. Put in the real meats and bones. People want to know if it has new windows, new gutters, new siding, new paint, new appliances, new HVAC, new water heater. If any of those things are updated, you probably want to talk about that and what type of flooring and upgrades the house has, because you need to set yourself apart from all the other 100 listings out there. Go look at your competition. Go look at those other listings. Look at their pricing. Look at what they're saying and see, how can I sound better than those guys? If your home listing has a larger lot, then say it up front. If it has the largest lot in the community, say it up front. If you're not an expert about the subdivision where you have a home listed, you have a problem. So pictures, stop doing the pictures in the order of the freaking photographer that gave them to you. The first picture is your money shot. The second picture is the kitchen. The third picture is the master bath. The fourth picture is the living room. The fifth picture should be like the expansive backyard or the other money shot, like a pool or something. The view, the ocean, the lake, I don't know. But you guys, stop screwing it up. Stop showing 5 pictures of the front of the house. So here are those things like copyright. You can sit on the market or you can lower the price, or all 3. Figure it out, but don't just sit there. And every single week your agent should be updating you Every single week on Tuesday, I do it and I tell them there's nothing to say. Or I tell them we had one showing and this is what happened. And I give them feedback on what's been selling, what's still on the market, what is their new competition. You should have to do this every week as a listing agent. Get it or get out. I have free resources in the link in my bio to help you do this. MLS description writing.
So help me figure out why I can't get this house sold. It's been shown many times and just no contract on it. So give you a quick look of the neighborhood it's in. There's the neighborhood, great yard. We got sod in the front. We've got landscaping. We've got a double car garage. We've got sprinkler systems. This is a 1479 square foot house with 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Kind of an open concept floor plan. So you walk in and we've got the living space here. We've got a coat closet right here, half bath in there.